had this initial idea where we wanted to talk about how sound and light have a very similar property of a waveform. And then I presented the idea to Bailey to kind of provide the Te Ao Māori perspective. And he had this wonderful idea of Wiri.
Wiri from a cultural performance aspect. One of the waves was Wiri Pew, goes side to side, it oscillates just like the pew pew on a cultural performer doing the baka. Our teacher explained to us that it was a sign of life and that you're showing that you're alive and that you're performing and you're seeing that movement, living through movement.
Slowly sort of got refined down. I was like, well, if we're talking about building blocks of sound, we kind of came down on waves as those building blocks, didn't we?
Something so fundamental about sound and light can be presented in quite a fun way. So I found it was easier to communicate.
Kind of moved it more out of a scientific mindset and more into a Te Ao Māori mindset, which happened very naturally. Wiri and waves aren't one-to-one, but they're very simpatico.
The actual sound waves that were being produced when you touch the screen and move your hand, that actually drives the visual LED lights as well. So that sound wave is actually translated physically into light and mapped to that new domain.
And actually using the module yourself, you have to really to make it operate, to go side to side. Yeah, so it's a wave on a wave.
The idea of Wiri giving life and bringing life, you walk into the space and there's kind of nothing really happening. And it's not actually until you engage with it that, the sound starts up and the lights start to move and things. So, you actually kind of bring the space to life through your interaction, which is quite cool.
I feel it was kind of a great kind of feeling knowing that, someone will go and see Wiri and then maybe look around them and think, oh, what else Wiri's,
There was that moment where we were sort of like developing where, I think you might have said, Bailey, it was like, you Wiri, I Wiri, we Wiri.
Yeah.
It was neat taking something as abstract as the idea of like vibration and, sort of light and sound and actually making it into something that is tangible that people can touch and play with and they can really kind of experience.
Sound waves and light, they're quite an abstract concept. And so it can be a little bit hard for kids especially to understand how that translates to something that they know about.
Explaining to them what Wiri is and what waves are. When you see a leaf fall out of a tree, it Wiri's while it falls. It waves and it's sort of got that sine waves to it as well when it falls.
The experience itself is quite playful, and so the imagery is of like a leaf falling kind of played nicely with the whole feeling of the experience.
I think Wiri was really important because it's sort of a combination of both of my worlds. I'm an engineer and I'm Māori. It was a happy mix of the two. And for me to be able to express myself through that and work with you guys on something that was customer facing, and that was really cool. Be able to share a little bit of my culture with everyone that comes into MOTAT.